What got you into photography, Matt?
Um, I've kind of like always had a thing for photography. Like even as like a little kid, I'd have a toy camera and run around like faking taking pictures. I remember I had this Polaroid camera from my that I got from my grandma. She had a garage sale when she was moving to a different apartment, and then that thing, I don't think that thing ever had film, but I enjoyed just like playing around with it. And then, yeah, pretty much. Long story short, I pandemic happened, and yeah, I really needed a creative outlet because I have been playing music for ever since like high school and whatnot. And then pandemic happened, and then my band couldn't get together, obviously. So then I had bought a film camera, this Canon A1.
Ooh.
Yeah. So and then I had gotten that for my parents for Christmas several years ago, and then kind of shot a few rolls, and then I couldn't get it to work, and then I kind of put it up on the shelf. But then yeah, pandemic happened, and then I needed a creative outlet, so I picked it back up again, and then I'm gonna give this a try again, and then shot film for a while. Actually, I misspoke. I started the film thing in the summer of 2019,
Mm.
and then I got the digital camera Christmas of 2019. So then I just really dove headfirst really into it with the pandemic. Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna learn this. This is gonna be my creative outlet now, and then yeah, just living in Winnipeg, and all my buddies they kind of live out in Brandon, so it's
Okay.
difficult to get together as it is. So yeah, it's something that I can do and express myself that way.
Heck yeah.
And I realized that was entirely a misshapen ramble, but there's kind of the rough picture
No, that's fine.
of
Even
my
myself,
time.
I don't remember most of my
Yeah,
upbringing too, Matt. It's like little itsy bitsy things. Like I got like a little digital like what is it? Not SLR. Point and shoot camera back in the
oh,
day from my
nice.
family and everything, and it was like a power shot camera. It wasn't
Yeah,
film, but it was just like a little digital camera in that.
yeah,
And I brought it into like the concerts back in the day. So when I my first big concert that I got to go to at the MTS Center was like Bruno Mars, and I brought that a little bit, but I didn't do like crazy from the first song to the last song. What I did for that was Nickelback. So
oh yeah,
literally, Nickelback is like will be hopefully full circle moment for this year, but we'll see. But
nice. Are they
yeah,
coming to Winnipeg?
yeah, they're coming in Winnipeg. They're coming. What
Okay,
is it in June? I believe.
okay. Yeah.
So, are you not much of a Nickelback fan, Matt?
I honestly, I can't say that I am.
Aw.
I there's a lot of hate for Nickelback,
Mm.
and Frank, I was part of that hate train, and
What?
just for fun, because everyone it's like the cool thing to do. Everyone hates on Nickelback, but like these days, they're a cool band. They do their thing. They've been rocking it. I have no problem with Nickelback these days. It's just not really my thing for
Oh, yeah.
their music exactly. So
Yeah, I get
there's
that.
so much more music that I enjoy more that I spend my time listening to that. They're not a bad thing. If they came on the radio, I probably wouldn't switch it. I probably even know the words to a bunch of songs. But
You probably know the words of "Look at this graph" at this point.
yeah, exactly. That it's like required reading for any Canadian
Oh,
music fan.
yeah, if you're Canadian, you know Nickelback, and
Exactly.
it depends. Like you're probably the rarest one I've seen in a minute that's not like a fan of them actually.
Yeah. I wouldn't ever put myself in the fan category, but I also wouldn't put myself in the hater
That's
category
good.
these days anymore.
That's fine.
Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
my cat.
Ooh, cute cat.
Yeah, he's a very cute guy, but he is rambunctious, and then he tends to like jump up onto my desk, up onto my uh, tower, and then I have this camera shelf, and
Mhm.
if I don't catch him in time, he'll try and get onto the camera shelf. and I don't want him to knock all those off.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. That wouldn't
Yeah.
be fun at all. What's 5 things you didn't know when you first did your first concert, Matt, that you know now is basically Breeze of those 5 key things, basically?
5 things. Oh,
Mm-hmm. Even
That's a
going
good
down
que-
to maybe like 3 things if you need, but yeah.
That's a good, like shooting photography wise.
Yeah.
Just that's an excellent question because I've been playing shows for a long time, so I know all the ins and outs of that side of it. But photography wise, going back, I love my Fujifilm camera, but I probably, if I'd known that I'd be shooting concerts nearly as often as I do now, I probably wouldn't have went the Fujifilm route. With just because the crop sensor, you need as much light as you possibly can in a concert environment. So I've been using flash in smaller gigs, which I kind of like the look it gives. It's
a cool aesthetic, and I love how you play around with the flash. Actually,
yeah, it's like a really harsh. It looks like the way I try and do it is like, those photos of like early like 80s punk type of stuff.
Oh,
like black
maybe.
And white.
Yeah.
70s, 80s punk, black and white, very heavy contrast. That's kind of what I go for in like a modern context, more or less. I have different inspirations.
Yeah.
More light is because it's super dim, especially like you go into some environments and like as a concert goer, it looks fine. They're setting a mood and whatnot, but trying to take a photo of that is just like I can't see anything out of my camera. Like or like blue. Blue is like my nemesis. I hate when they light a stage entirely blue.
Really?
It comes up weird when I shoot black and white.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I have to screw around with like the in post I do with like the calibration or the color temperature, so then I can get more. Because when it's a entirely blue lit, it seems to me that it just doesn't give me enough contrast in the shades and whatnot. So, yeah,
that's something new.
Yeah, it's a little thing that I've. Yeah, blue is my least favorite stage lighting.
That's new for someone. Like most photographers are like, oh yeah, the reds and pinks and everything. But then we talk to you, and it's just like, nah, I hate the blues.
Yeah. All stage lighting is interesting, and however you do it. I know for red and whatnot, Ken Mode lit that stage when I saw them. They lit their stage entirely red with like hardware store lamps, like uplighting, and it was super cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's another thing that I really liked. Back when I was playing shows, then I was like the light guy, and I would bring like a big bucket of lights with me, and like strobe lights and like construction lights and stuff, and then like, oh, I'm gonna try and do this, and then I like playing with how shadows work and stuff. It's fun.
Dude, do you miss like playing on like actually in a band though?
What's that, sorry?
Do you miss like playing in a band though?
Because, no, I definitely miss playing music. It's been a hot minute. Guys have different lives. Life comes and goes. So, I always love playing music. I'm never not going to love playing music. But it's been a while since I've been able to get together with people and jam.
Yeah, you should make a new band or something, Matt.
Yeah,
like,
there's been like whispers here and there of maybe starting something, but then it just hasn't panned out. So we'll see. Yeah, hopefully sometime. But currently, I'm a very busy guy. I'm finishing up nursing school right now Yeah, and I'm doing a clinical rotation at HSCER, so
Okay.
I'm there for until the end of May,
Oh, wow.
working like full-time hours. So
Jeez.
it makes it difficult to like, oh yeah, I've got this much time off. I'm gonna go play
Start a
music with the
band.
guys. Yeah, and like I work 12-hour shifts, so it's like starting at 7:30, end at 7:30, and by the time we get home, if I have to work the next morning, then I'm just like
Yeah, you're
go
just
home, eat something,
crashing.
shower, and go to bed.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of my evening. So
Yeah, like no life for you right now, basically.
not really. No,
Uh,
yeah, it's been busy, but it's fun. It's really it's rewarding. I
something
like it.
you like enjoy and you're doing, right? So that's
Most definitely, yeah.
yeah. How'd you get into that though?
Yeah, I've like cruised around a lot of different vocations. Like I started immediately out of high school. I went to culinary arts in Brandon. They've got a great uh, program there. That didn't really pan out. I just didn't really feel like the career for me. And then I just kind of worked for a while in different restaurants. And then I went to roofing for a summer and then construction for a while. And then back to restaurants for a bit. And then I was a wedding DJ for a bit. And then I moved to this area, did my healthcare course, and because I had always really wanted to do, I had no idea what career to choose, but I really wanted to do something that helped people and like I was directly making an impact on people. And so my mom actually suggested, hey, why don't you do the healthcare course? And then you can kind of like test the waters and see what you're into. And then, yeah, did that. And then nursing is kind of like been the thing that I was like, yeah, that's is what I can see myself doing and making an impact in a positive way
Yeah.
on, yeah, society at large. So, yeah.
Nice. So you're gonna be done, I guess, in you said May, right? After May?
Yeah, the end of May is when I finish my clinical
So then you
practice.
get do you after your clinical, do you try to get a job after that or how does that work after that?
How it works is you get like a graduate uh, license, and then you can work under that graduate license for until they have like a national licensing exam that I have to do. I can't remember the exact date of that offhand.
Oh, that's
But
fine.
yeah, once I do that exam, then I can work as a nurse.
Hopefully you pass that
Yeah,
exam because
I
usually
mean,
usually the
it,
nursing exams are hard, right?
it's a lot of knowledge to have under your belt. Um, yeah, I haven't met anyone yet. I know there's plenty of people that do, but I haven't. All of the people that I know that have taken the exam have like passed on their
Okay.
first go.
Well
So
then you're good.
it would be a difficult thing to like. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants and not even bother to study. Studying's probably a good idea, but I don't think it's like a 6 try type of thing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you just don't do a reunion show just before the exam day, so you're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend just going out and having a laugh the night before.
Yeah,
So,
that's not the idealist, but
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, cat again.
No, you're good.
Sometimes sits on top of the tower and he's fine. He'll just like rest there, which probably isn't the best for like my fans and whatnot. Like exhausting on the whatnot. But as soon as he starts like pawing at the light bulb that's right above, then I start getting a little bit.
Yeah, a little concerned that he's like, yeah, he likes to be
Yeah,
mischievous. He's an
he
orange
is a
cat.
very mischievous young man.
He's an orange cat, right?
He's an orange cat. Yeah.
Okay, then that makes sense. It's orange
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah.
They're known for having like one brain cell, which sometimes can be true. But the funny thing is, I'll find plastic forks all the time because he comes and he drops them because he needs to play fetch. And if he had his way, he would play fetch all day long with these plastic forks. I don't know what it is about the plastic forks, but
of all things, plastic forks.
yeah, I don't know how he got onto those, but he is currently staring at me entranced because I'm holding the fork. Yeah. Nope. Okay. It needs to hit like the hardwood so it can make the sound, and then he'll be really into it. But it hit the carpet, but he sees it and now he's after it.
Okay. Is he like does he think he's like a dog at that point then?
I have no idea where he gets it from. He was like a farm cat. Because we got him from my partner's farm.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom cat passed away. So he needed a new place to stay and came here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Dope.
Yeah.
Going back into music, what was your first concert you went to, and your first concert that you got to photograph, Matt?
My first concert that I went to, I think my first memories of concerts, I'm pretty sure my first concert was this band called Newsboys. They're like Christian rock from like, the guys are from like Australia and New Zealand area.
I know those guys,
yeah. They're sweet. I saw them, I've seen them twice, but I saw them in Minot, North Dakota, I think it was.
Jeez. Well, that makes sense to the States, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I saw that was my first concert, I'm pretty sure. First one I photographed. I'm pretty sure that was like a Printport show that I went to with my film camera.
Sick.
Yeah. So that would probably be my first actual, like, I'm going to try and take actual photos of this show, was that Printport house show. I'm quite sure.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah.
My first concert the first concert I went to was a band called R5. It was a Disney Channel band, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. So they played at like the Garrick, I think. Yeah, the Garrick. Okay. When Garrick was a thing, and that was back in 2014. And then my first show I got to photograph was an artist that was opening for NF. And it was Kid the Band, and that was like back in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
So nice. I brought my sister's Canon T6, and then I just was like, yo, sup guys, and then they got me on. I'm like, I did not know what I was doing, Matt, to be honest with you. I just winged it so much, and I don't know how it worked.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer in fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
You gotta actually do the thing. There's only so much you can read about before you. It's just like actually doing the thing, and like, I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm gonna do it with confidence. I think that's super important.
Oh yeah,
it's just like,
I think anyone. I think anyone, if they're starting photography, just fake it till you make it, and if it works, it works.
Bring your camera, give it a go. If it sucks, it sucks. Whatever. It'll then just like keep figure out why it sucks, and then improve on that.
Exactly.
And like figure out things. Like if I was to give any newbie some advice, it'd be that, like, just go shoot. That's the main thing, and then figure out why it sucks, and figure out what you like. If don't follow like what everyone else does. Everyone else does what they like to do, and you need to find out what exactly it is that you like and why you're shooting. And that can be whatever reason and whatever style.
Exactly. That is true. True. What do you think how the music scene in Winnipeg is going? Do you think it's going in a good direction right now?
Yeah, I quite enjoy how the music scene in Winnipeg is going. There is a lot of young bands, and that is making my heart sing. Because for a long time, it was the same aging pop punk bands that are just playing once every 2 months or whatever. And it was kind of in a lull for a little bit. But it's really starting to pick up. Obviously, pandemic probably had a lot to do with that. But I'm really enjoying seeing these young bands coming in and hitting it hard, and just going for it.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been going crazy since a bit. Like, I did some photos during the pandemic as well. Like, me and you both were doing stuff during the pandemic, but even then, like, it blew up a lot more after it. I feel like more bands got out more.
Yeah. I came up in with like I played shows in Brandon for the longest time, and it's going back there. It's a little bit disappointing that there's no scene there.
Really?
Yeah, there's shows every now and again, but there's not. Like Brandon used to have a thriving punk scene back like 2007. I wasn't a part of it at that time. But it used to be like really good, and then when I was playing shows, it was like kind of good-ish, not really. But we were gunning as hard as we could. But there's only so much like one band can do at a time.
Yeah.
And like Brandon has like one of the best music schools in Canada, as far as I'm aware. So it should breed a lot of interesting bands that would want to play music, but it seems like they just want to do session work for other people and not support any sort of music scene, which is kind of weird in my opinion.
Yeah,
like you'd think there'd be some. Like I know, like half of the kids that we see in Winnipeg bands are like music school kids, but like there's none of that. There was one guy, Justin. He played drums for my buddy's hardcore band. That was like the only music school dude that I knew. I'm pretty sure he was in music school. I think jazz or whatever. That was the only guy that I saw that ever played out, which was interesting. So that's a bummer. But Winnipeg scene, I like Winnipeg scene. It's a great scene. We've got a lot going on. And like more venues popping up. Like they're doing shows at the Rec Room, which is weird. Like I've been there once. It was an interesting venue, like right when they opened. I haven't been there for a show yet. Haven't managed to get there. And then like St. James Lane's doing its thing, and like being like the perfect venue for a really good hardcore show is super cool.
Dude, that show was nuts back in St. James Lane.
Yeah. No, I like that venue. I've seen hardcore shows at the Handsome Daughter, and I love the Daughter as a venue, beautiful venue. But I was at a hardcore show, and I was just chilling against the wall, and they have like a shelf along that one wall, and then I was just getting crowd kills right into that shelf, and I had bruises all on my back from that thing. It's like I love the pit, but like they need to like put some padding or like put a 2x4 on the back of that thing so it's not so sharp. My ribs were aching for days after that. So
they'll put something more sharper and put nails there.
Yeah, that too. That show, some kid took like a chair and they were like throwing it around the pit and whatnot. It was.
I don't think I was at that show, unless I was.
No, this was a withdrawal show like a couple of years ago. I wasn't shooting; I was just watching.
Yeah.
Meantime was on that bill too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, jeez.
That was a fun show to watch.
That's nuts. What music are you into? I guess because we talked.
I am into everything.
Yeah.
Like I used to be one of those people that, everything except country music and rap. But I have found stuff that I like in every single genre. I love jazz. I love hip hop, some here and there, and then hardcore, delightful stuff. Metal's fantastic. I'm wearing a Tesseract shirt.
Yeah.
Tesseract, delightful. Devil Wears Prada, fantastic. Yeah, I'm into a lot of stuff. Country music, Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers, Colter Wall, fantastic country artists. I was listening to some Schoolboy Q last night. Have you heard T-Pain's new album?
No, I've not. I need to
Okay,
though.
so he does a cover of War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
No.
It's incredible.
What?
It's legitimately like, dude, T-Pain at this point could do no wrong. Like I saw him do a Tiny Desk concert. I don't know if you're familiar with Tiny Desk at all. But he did like an acoustic set of his own songs, and dude's got a voice. Like he uses autotune, but like dude can sing.
Oh yeah, he makes jokes about the
like
autotune stuff
instrument.
always. It's so funny whenever you hear about T-Pain saying, "Oh yeah, autotune this. I don't use autotune," and he always uses that. It's so funny. But no, T-Pain is a gem. I love that man.
Yeah. But that War Pigs cover is funky as heck. I love it.
I'm gonna listen to that after this podcast. That's what I'm.
And then you're gonna tell me exactly what you think of it, because it blew me. I had like medium expectations of that song, and I was like, this is fabulous.
Interesting.
Like his vocal work on it's great, and then I don't know who he has doing guitar on it, but they rip like a really good solo at the end, and it's fantastic.
Everyone go listen to T-Pain's new song with his cover.
Are you on Twitch right now? Or?
No, I'm just recording. Recording, dude.
I wasn't sure if you were also doing Twitch.
No. Do this. Yeah,
I get
do
you.
this.
Nah. No, I feel you.
No, with these kind of podcasts, I don't stream it. I just sit down with you and just record it and talk. I don't know. Yeah. I could stream this on Twitch. Maybe in the future I could actually stream this on Twitch, or maybe
and then we can get like questions from the audience and stuff.
I've done that before for like other stuff, but like I don't know. Maybe in the future. Maybe if this goes bigger enough, but
I'm not terribly familiar with Twitch. Mm-hmm. I go on it every now and again, but
which is okay. It's like it's good, but like the platform is hard to discover from other people. Yeah. To get seen and everything. Like it's good, but for podcast wise, it's not the greatest, I would say. Mm-hmm. But
what's your best way of like putting out the podcast?
Well, I put the podcast out on like all platforms, so like YouTube, Spotify, and all of them. But I would say for getting promotion wise, Instagram has helped me promote the podcast the best, which is so well. Most people know me on Instagram, so that's great. But I don't post it on Twitter because I don't have like a good platform on Twitter to get this posted. But there has to be some other way to get this out there, I would think, to people. But I don't know.
I don't know. It's going well for you though. Like people are listening.
Me, I think so. People are like, "Yo, this is great. Let's listen to it more, continue it," and people are for it. So I think so, right?
That's awesome. As long as you're getting good feedback, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely, totally. So cool. So, what's your favorite artist you got to do photos of all the years? You got to do
my favorite artist that I've gotten to do photos of, for like just for shooting in general. I shot the hopscotch set that I did at the park was one of my favorite ones to shoot. I shot Louser at the Goodwill a couple weeks back. That was delightful. Just for like interaction though, for like after the fact, Ken Mode was the best band that I've interacted with. Like they like were super appreciative. I just thought it went like on a whim because I'm a fan of them, and then I paid for a ticket and I just shot for fun. And then like they were like, "Oh yeah, these are awesome," and then like shared them and like tagged me and everything, and like were super appreciative of them. It's like that feels nice, and they clearly showed appreciation for the art that I do, and then I really appreciate the art that they do as well. So I really appreciated that in that regard.
Nice.
So Yeah, they were super cool. It's like some people just like you'll shoot for them and then they'll show your photo and then like not tag you in it and stuff, and that kind of bugs me because like I'm promoting you with my stuff, so do the cool thing and like promote me at the same time. Give me credit for my art. So
yeah, I've had that only twice with people, and that was like T-Pain and then Taylor Momsen, and then the Winnipeg community backing up for Taylor Momsen at least. But that was interesting. Well, it's so weird because I don't know. I don't think she. Well, maybe she manages her Instagram, but either way, she just takes whatever is the most like she sees on social media, and then we'll just post it and not tag the photographer. But I think a lot of artists just do that, and they need to actually give credit to these photographers because they're doing a service. Like, right?
We're making content that you're using, so you like. I don't need to get paid for everything at all. Just like give me a like little tag. That's all it takes is to make me happy enough for most things.
Totally. That's
within reason. Just don't take my stuff and use it for advertising and then not tag me in anything or any credit whatsoever. So one of my photos got taken and then used as like a show poster for an entire tour. And then
no.
Yeah. Well, like a social media tour. Like they would social media poster rather. And then no credit given on that one. So that was, and it's not even like I was paid for the
photo either.
The photos to begin with. Yeah, it's just like rip my photo.
I've noticed that a lot lately with photographers on getting that from like in general, like show posters, tours that like I saw one on Twitter that someone posted that they're like, oh yeah, I got this photo taken and they didn't credit me or actually asked me for this photo for their tour post. I'm like, what is going on with these artists lately? And labels?
It's just like, they want to get paid for their stuff, which I understand entirely. You should. Life needs money. It's what it is. What it is. Living in a capitalistic environment, but just throw me a bone at least.
At least. That's why that's why lately for me, whenever it's like a big artist like that, 1 million or something like that, now it's like, I just have to add a watermark because most of these artists just take it and steal and run, which sucks and it's sad.
I conflicted about the art watermark thing because I don't really like the look of a photo with a watermark on it because it's distracting.
Oh, same.
And then for me, I run by the username Use Turkey, but like it's not a very professional username by any means. So it's not like I really want to put Use Turkey as a business name on a photo. I just run as that. I've had that tag for like 7 years.
Yeah, why is it Use Turkey?
It came to me at like 3 in the morning, and I thought it was funny, and then that's literally the extent of it. Like Use Turkey, like you've chewed up some turkey meat, and it's there you go.
It's used.
It's been used. It's really gross, and it makes me laugh every time. So it's not a professional business name, and I've been like telling myself for 2 years now that I'm gonna have I'm gonna like my New Year's resolution for 2 years has been I'm gonna have a business name now, and then like every time I think of something and then I just haven't committed to it. And then question for you. I haven't found a definitive answer on this. Like band names, like you can't have the same band name as a different band that's running. Pretty much. Yeah. Like Louser.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned before, now Locator, because there was a different person a different artist that was going by Louser, and for like 2 more years than the boys that we know were doing it. So then they had to change to Locator. But with photography names, can you have the same business name as someone else, even if you're like?
Ooh, I don't know about that. Like I've known a couple people that are like, there's a couple.
Like I totally wouldn't do the same thing as like you're in the same city as someone. But if someone's like like I won't. There's like a couple photo names that I've come up with, and then I've tried to like search the handle on Instagram and then find like someone with like, I don't know, 13 followers that has that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they technically claimed it first.
But
or like there's
yeah.
like there's a different one that I want to just do my initials, then MJF photography, and then there's another company in like India that's like pretty successful going by that.
Oh damn.
So I don't know if it's Indian necessarily, but they were doing like wedding photographers and stuff. So I don't know. I haven't found a definitive answer to whether or not.
My suggestion for that is go look at the ones that are like the small ones, of course, and then contact them and ask them, hey, can I get this app from you and everything, and then work out a deal with them. If you're talking about like the big ones, then I would look at like if you're trying to make a website as well too, how that's gonna coincide with you on like Google search terms or like Facebook or something like Instagram, because once you do that, then are you gonna pop up first or are they gonna pop up first as well too? That's the thing too.
So that one makes sense.
Yeah, that one.
So I wasn't gonna do the one that has like this 68K followers or whatever. But where was I going with this?
I guess
it's not like a trademark thing.
No, unless they did buy a trademark, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how trademarking works. I don't even have the trademark for Mikey.photograph, my guy. So
yeah. So yeah, that's the other thing that's been like holding me back, is just like that thing. So
no, I think you'll find something. I think you'll find a little niche and everything. Hell, honestly, go with the used turkey marketing and just continue.
Like it, but it's not. It makes sense for those that get it.
Yeah.
Not get it, but like it would be able to get the joke. But I don't necessarily. I would like to branch into like a little bit more professional spaces, and to do that, I would need a little bit more of a professional handle.
Yeah.
Or not a handle, but like business name ish kind of. Like I've shot families. Like I did a family shoot for a friends of ours from Vancouver. They came home because their whole family's here, and I did a photo shoot for their family and whatnot. But I couldn't like advertise like, oh yeah, I'm doing family shoots under used turkey. Like that probably wouldn't.
Hey, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
See, I'm a supporter. I'm a supporter of used turkey.
I appreciate that. I really do. But yeah, and I really want to get into like portraiture and stuff. So yeah. I don't know. I've got a space that I'm building up to have like a in-house studio. So I really want to get people over and then have a sit down, and then we'll take a little photo.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't have a studio either. I need to get one, but either way, that costs money and a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
So.
It's not really necessarily like a studio, but I have like a little area of the house that I'm gonna.
That's good.
This is where I can set up all my stuff and kind of leave it set up, because I was doing stuff. I have a wall just here that I've been doing stuff, and then I moved my desk to a different area, so I can't really set up my lights as well.
Yeah.
So I have a different area of the house that I want to have a little
work
bit
on.
more permanent.
I feel like I honestly think a lot of photographers, if they want to do stuff like that or promo photos or stuff like that, honestly use like a garage.
Yeah,
garages are pretty good unless it's cluttered.
Unless it's winter.
That too.
When it's very cold.
That is why you do only those. Like, do like a special pro. I was just thinking this to myself. I'm like, yo, why not use my garage in summer and just say, oh yeah, we're gonna do only summer shoots or something, right?
Yeah. No, I saw summer garage shoots would totally work, and I'm on board with that. But it's been cold, and I don't like April. Being cold. And people are far more comfortable when it's at least reasonably warm. So
So we only have basically June till September, and that's all we got.
So September is iffy sometimes.
Okay,
like Labor
then just
Day,
August.
yeah, it's pretty much June, July, August. We have 3 months.
3 months of only work, my guy.
Yeah, like May is reasonable.
Even then,
it can be a little bit windy.
Even then, it's too windy for most people. They're like, screw this. We're just gonna go back home.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Damn. Yeah. What's 5 artists or bands that you hope to get to photograph in the next 5 years, Matt?
5 artists that I'd like to photograph in the next 5 years. Okay, so there's my absolute top favorite band ever. This band called Listener. They're a talk rock band.
Talk rock.
He like the vocalist Dan Smith. He's like a poet. He started as a hip hop artist actually, and then just it kind of progressed from there. I found him because he was on a. Are you familiar with the band The Chariot?
I've heard Chariot. Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
He was on one of their songs, and honestly, his voice is an acquired taste. He kind of sounds like a goose, like a literal bird goose, saying words. So it's an acquired taste, but I really love that band. Listeners, my top band to take photos of ever, for sure. Okay, so Terror is coming in May on my birthday with the Black Dahlia murder. So I'm probably going to take my camera to that. I would like to see them. What other bands do I want to see? I want to shoot more like singer-songwriter type stuff. Yeah, like a little. A lot of the stuff that I shoot is hard and fast, and I love that. But like some acoustic stuff. Taylor Jansen.
Yeah, Taylor Jansen. Yeah,
she's lovely. I've been meaning to shoot her for a while. Local Winnipeg one. Let's just look at my August Burns Reds.
Dude, they were fun. That I'd love to see. They were fun in Fargo, dude.
Yeah.
They were so
when did you shoot them?
Fargo last year.
Oh, right. You mentioned that.
There was so much fun.
Movements would be one that I'd love to shoot. If Knuckle Puck got their butts up to Canada again.
Dude, for real.
Yeah, I've seen them with Mayday Parade when they came here.
Oh,
that was delightful. I wasn't shooting at that point. I saw them at the Garrick. I'd love to shoot Knuckle Puck. They're one of my favorite pop punk bands. Who else do I want to go with? I'm just gonna look up like my new things here.
What you listen to lately?
Okay, so speaking of singer-songwriter stuff, Boy Genius. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I've heard of Boy Genius.
Yeah, I like that group. Julian Baker especially would be one that I'd love to shoot. If I haven't seen her live, would love to see her live. Okay, so there's a band called Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Okay.
Also, amazing band. I would love to shoot them. They're based out of Montreal, and I have this vinyl collection behind me. I have finally found all of their records on vinyl. I've had this little challenge for myself. I found one of their records. This one. It's called "Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven," and my buddy Adam Davis was using this as a rolling tray instead of anything normal, and then he left it at my house, and I listened to it. And it's incredible, like modern, I don't know how to describe it, even like experimental jazz stuff. Like they've got a bunch of guitars, like they've got a stand-up bass, they've got as a part of their band, they've got a dude that does projections, like visual stuff.
Yeah.
I saw them play the Burt a couple of years ago, and it was incredible, and I would love to shoot them. So back to my vinyl thing, I found my buddy left this in my house, and so since then I've been buying their vinyls, and the challenge was to find all of them in a physical record store while flipping through, so I couldn't ask any of the staff members for help to find the record, and I couldn't order it offline either. So it's taken me like he left this at my house 2016, the summer of, and I just got the last one like last month.
That's nuts. That's a cool challenge.
Yeah, it was a little fun thing.
Huh. I need to do that, but I don't have a vinyl player.
Yeah. My grandfather passed away, and like I got this when they were divvying up possessions. So that's how I got my record player, and then my record collection has just kind of sprung. I haven't listened to records for a while, just because I don't know. I just haven't. I've been listening to like a lot of like podcasts and watching YouTube when I'm on my computer. Like I've been watching Adam Savage from Mythbusters. Yeah. He does YouTube stuff, and then I've been watching all of his stuff on YouTube. So I haven't really been listening to a whole lot of music lately. That's I don't know. It's another little interesting tidbit.
Oh, that's good. I don't like, for me it's between YouTube or Twitch. Like I don't like, lately it's been pretty meh for TV shows. I was during COVID, and then the odd like month or so I go through like a binge watching of like some random TV show, but so far there's nothing for TV right now that I could find for decent shows.
I just started the Midnight Club. It's Mike Flanagan show. He like Haunting in Hill House, Haunting in Bly Manor. Those ones, like it's the same director from that.
I need to check that out. I love haunted stuff.
I'm a huge fan of horror movies. Like, absolute favorite genre. Like, I like watching and listening to anything that makes me feel something. And fear is a feeling that you can experience, and it's a fun one because you get more of an adrenaline jolt from it, and it feels nice, and I like it. So
I don't like horror movies, but I like horror TV shows, or like those YouTube videos of people actually going to like abandoned places and like ghost stuff, like the actual stuff, and then I like that.
Have you watched like Zach Flanagan or whatever? Like what is he? Ghost Adventures, I think it is.
No, but I should. Like, I should though. But I've watched a couple like those ghost. Who's the guys that did Lord for Gary? Who are those guys?
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
No, I don't know if
there's
it was
local
Ghost
guys that did.
No, they weren't local guys. There was not Ghost Adventures. There was another one, but
that did Lower for
Gary. Yeah, I don't know if it was Ghost Adventures. It was something. I watched those guys a lot, but yeah,
because they're that Zach Flanagan or whatever his name is. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. He's got a museum in Las Vegas. So if you ever go to Las Vegas, we went to that museum, and it was a good time. It's like it's a museum. A lot of the stuff is I looked it up after, and a lot of stuff is like fake. Like they've got this mirror that's associated with a guy that played Dracula in a movie, and then it's like I looked it up, and the mirror is a mirror that he was supposedly doing scrying in, which is the mirror had absolutely no connection to him.
That
like
sucks.
It maybe was in a house that he may have owned briefly, but that's about it. So it was interesting, and it was like essentially a haunted house museum, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I would recommend that if you're ever in Las Vegas. I don't like Las Vegas for a lot of things. It's a dumb city. It's cheap and expensive. It's cheaply made and overly priced is how I found Las Vegas to be. And but yeah, there are some bright spots if you're ever there.
big maybe I'll go this year, but I doubt it. It's Las Vegas. I'm not a typical like so many people like, oh, if you want to travel anywhere, just go to Vegas. I'm like, what's, like
No,
no,
no, no, no,
no,
no,
why?
no, no.
It's
That-
Vegas.
Like, if you're ever going to go to that region, go like there's the Grand Canyon that's nearby, and then there's also Zion National Park.
Oh yeah.
Go to Zion. It
Zion.
is the most beautiful national park that I've ever been to. Like, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
I will take note of that if I ever go to Vegas or
Yeah.
Nevada.
It's like it's a fair drive away. So you'd clearly have to rent a car or something. But yeah, Zion is on that trip that we went on. That was by far the highlight, was going to Zion. So
I'll take note of that for when I go to Nevada.
Please do.
Will do.
What sort of traveling do you have on your docket?
I don't have anything right. Well, the only thing is like probably shows that are like in like Toronto or Vancouver right now. Like I want to go to that Bad Omens thing that got announced today, which was Icy Stars and then Era. So I want to go see. Literally, I'd rather see Era or Icy Stars than Bad Omens. And then big maybe next month to go see. It's like an indie like alternative band that's from UK. They're called Lovejoy.
Okay.
And they're kind of like the same realm as Wallows, if you know Wallows.
I don't know either of those bands, but continue.
Okay, so it's big. Maybe I might be going to Toronto for that in May. Still waiting to hear back from that. But other than that, I don't have anything planned crazy this year. I want to do some festivals in the States, but right now it's like it costs a lot.
Approved or
nothing approved, and also it just costs a lot of money to just travel right now.
It's not it's not always not financially feasible to get to a lot of these places.
Yeah, it's not. How about you? Do you have anything planned for this year for travel wise?
Not photography.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially going to San Francisco. Potentially, we'll see. I don't know. There's talk about it.
It's in the works.
It's in the works. Yeah.
We'll see.
Other than that, no, nothing yet. It's hard to plan stuff, just because I've been in nursing school and I have no income, so it's difficult to be like, I can definitely afford to go here and we can make plans and whatnot. There's a lot of places that I'd like to go,
Same.
But like I'd like to go to more. I'd like to go to more shows. I'd like to travel someday just to go to a show. The only time I've done that is when I went to the last Warp Tour in 2018. Managed to get to that, and actually saw the Alone I Walk boys bumped into them down there, but before I like knew them. So like I saw them and I recognized them. And I was like, are you from Winnipeg? You're Alone I Walk. Like, yeah, hey. And that's about the extent of the interaction, but that was kind of cool.
That's funny and crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Exactly. Like of the many thousands of people that were at a Warped Tour, just like
you just bump into those guys.
We were both at like the back of the crowd watching some stage. I can't remember who it was.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize those people. So, no matter where I go, I will see. It seems like no matter where I go, I will bump into someone that I vaguely know, like everywhere. It's strange, but I quite like it.
What?
Yeah.
Explain what you mean.
I'll not necessarily everywhere. But like very often, I'll be in like a random place, and like I was in Jasper a couple of years ago. We were on a road trip, and then we were in Jasper, and then we stopped because they had canoes on this little lake, and then we were only there for like 45 minutes at the most. And then I get out of the boat and we're walking to our car, and then there's a girl that's standing on the beach, and it's like, oh, I know you. We work together in Selkirk, Manitoba. And then like stuff like that. Like it'll happen.
Canada just do be small, maybe, man. It's just
it's super cool.
That is cool. That's cool that you have that little like neat little thing happening to you.
Or like I'm really good with faces. I suck with names. Really good with faces. So often I'll see someone and be like, I know you, no idea where from, and I don't know if I clearly don't know you enough to like say hi and have a conversation. But like I'll recognize people like
I've had
everywhere.
that before. Like I've recognized people's faces, and then it's just like, oh, I know you from somewhere, but I can't name it. And then if it's like an actual band, they're like, okay, cool. We're just not going to tell you. And that's what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're just messing with you.
Yeah. Have you ever like seen a celebrity and then there was like a pretty famous person?
It wasn't famous. Like there was one time, it was like a year ago or two when I went with my family member to Los Angeles, and we were just walking down, I think, to Venice Beach area. And we're walking to the Santa Monica Pier, and there's one person jogging across, and I think they were on Survivor. And I knew their face, I just didn't remember their name and everything. I'm like, oh, I think that person was on Survivor. And then they just zoomed past us. So that was only more relatively like known-ish that I recognized, but that's about it. Like nothing too crazy. Like I've never like, oh, I saw Corey Taylor off the side of the street or anything like that, but no.
I have one. You know the guy, what is his name? Alan Tudyk?
Yes.
I saw him in Vancouver in March of 2020.
Just before COVID or after COVID?
Just before COVID.
Oh gosh.
Like we came home and the world shut down.
That's nuts.
But I saw him going into a Shoppers Drug Mart, and then he came, and then we were standing there because my partner went in and she needed eyeliner or something, and then we were standing outside, and then this guy went in, and then my buddy's like, was that Pirate Steve? Like from Dodgeball? And then I wasn't sure. And then he came out, and then like, yeah, that's Alan Tudyk. But then I like clammed up and I didn't say hi because at the time I couldn't remember his name. Like my buddy just said Pirate Steve, and I was like, I don't remember what his actual name is, so I didn't want to be like, hi, I know who you are, but I can't remember your name right now. And then like I saw a really big celebrity, and I like a lot of their work. Like he was in A Knight's Tale, love that movie, and he was in like Star Wars and is it Firefly? No,
I don't know. I'm terrible at
some really famous TV show. Can't remember what it is. And yeah, I would have loved to like say hi. And then I've heard from lots of people after the fact that he's like a super nice guy and would have gladly talked to me. And then
damn,
shoot, my one celebrity encounter. But
great.
That's about the extent of
that's rough.
Yeah, it is what it is. My buddy works in film. He does like lighting. He lives out in Calgary area. So I told him if he ever runs into him, tell him about this story, so I can make up for it. And he'll probably remember because we were going to rugby, and then it's like fancy dress. So you wear costumes, and I was wearing this big inflatable cop costume. We were.
Then if it's like something
I should be
that.
Pretty memorable. We were dressed up as the 7 deadly sins, and myself and my partner were gluttony. So I dressed up as this really fat cop, and then she dressed up as a donut, and then we were gluttony. So it was kind of funny.
That is so funny. Jeez. Huh. What's something you hope changes when it comes to music or concert photography, Matt, though?
What is something that I hope that changes?
Mm-hmm.
More big artists being less of a dick about it. I heard, one thing, the first big concert that you and I shot together, Avril Lavigne, shooting from the second story where they shoot TV from. That was my first big concert, and I was like, yes, this is going to be my big break. And then we were that far away from the stage. It's I was so frustrated that instead of staying and watching the rest of the show, I walked home. Because I was just mad.
That's fair.
So yeah, I got some reasonable shots out of it,
Hmm.
but that one bugged me. And then I heard of recently there was a country artist that I got asked to shoot, but I wasn't able to make it because I was working. But the night before in like Calgary or Edmonton, I can't remember
Oh, I
which.
think I know which country artist you're talking about.
Yeah, uh, the photographer had gotten approval to shoot the show, and then the country artist stopped the entire concert and called out the photographer and like made him delete all of his photos. And it's like, oh, I never approved anything, no photos or whatever. Uh, and
Nuts.
delete your whole card right now. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
the the dude had approval for one, and the dude's gonna feel like an absolute piece of crap for like getting called out in the middle of the thing
Oh,
for
yeah.
he's not doing nothing wrong. It's just the artist has a big
Ego.
head on his shoulders and wants to have power and no one to have photos of him, which is weird because I don't know.
I don't know.
It's yeah,
I heard about that, and I believe he just blocked media for the rest of the tour. I believe after that for photos.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's a weird thing to do.
I don't
So yeah,
know.
I think that yeah, that's one thing. What else do I want changed? Honestly, I'm relatively happy with where things are at,
Hmm.
more or less. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you. The only thing I would say, like, with that aspect of like the Avril Lavigne instance, I would hope like maybe something like what I shot when I did the Arkell show, where just
hmm
basically you get full rain of like a big arena, basically.
hmm
So just shoot the whole entire set of the
yeah,
concert, basically.
yeah. Like I can understand the three
Hmm.
songs, no flash, right at the
Yeah,
front,
yeah,
but
exactly.
let me shoot
The
from
full
other
like
vantage points
exactly.
for the rest of the show,
Hmm.
which I would like. I entirely understand not getting in anyone's way and whatnot.
Hmm.
And clearly for these big artists, no flash, that's fine, whatever. Because usually their stages are lit enough that you
Yeah,
can
you
get
don't need a flash.
good light. Exactly, that's
Yeah.
great, and you can use like a zoom, which is delightful, and get enough area. So that I agree with you there. More more shots from other places in the venue. It would be nice because it's a nice variety rather than just stage front.
Yeah.
So
Gotta shout out to Live Nation for that, for not lining us. But that's
yeah,
besides the point. Gotta love Live Nation for
exactly.
everything. Shout out Live
Yeah.
Nation. Woo.
It is what it is, but I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't shoot enough large artists to have a big opinion on it.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to do more of it,
Mhm.
but
I hope
it
to
just
see you
hasn't.
do more. That'd be dope. Like, it
Yeah,
did good shots before. I've
yeah.
seen. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Heck
I
yeah.
I shot Simple Plan, and I was quite proud of how
Yeah,
those
no.
came out.
I was like,
Yeah,
damn, these are so good.
yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. The one thing that I need to do is get a second body, because it's like I was switching between lenses, and that's difficult to do when you're on a time crunch. For like the three songs, which is like you can do it absolutely.
I when I first started, I've done
Yep.
that. That's the thing.
Yep.
Like it was just this camera. This was my
hmm
Canon and everything.
Yep.
And it's not much if you just know how to go quick and everything.
Yeah.
But even then, like on my second body, it's like, okay, it's good. Now I'm like, okay, I can get rid of my second body now, which is funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would like to have a second body just because I would like to shoot with just prime lenses.
Oh yeah.
And then having like your two main whatever your wider and your tighter focal lengths
Yeah.
is nice to have on two bodies because then you can just switch between and then not have to worry about accidentally dropping a lens, which is my main fear, or like getting dust in your lens in your sensor,
Yeah.
which is another thing. Which switch like I have no problem switching between. That's whatever. It's just it's nice and more convenient. So yeah,
Yeah, I feel that.
that's
Yeah.
that's one thing that I would
Well,
like to improve upon in my own work.
in
So,
your own little rig that you have going on.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got a GoPro from my
Oh,
buddy,
nice.
so I'm gonna probably put that into the mix. I just got like he gave me this GoPro, and then it didn't have the cage, or it was missing a door. So I finally got a new cage, the new door I got off eBay and whatnot, and then so yeah, I'm gonna throw that into the mix and do
Nice.
the whole Instagram reel stuff, which is
Yeah.
like I just posted my first reel
Ooh.
yesterday. It was my buddy's, my cat's
Yeah, I saw
first
that.
birthday.
It was good. It was really nice. I love that
Thanks.
reel.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just a single picture reel, but yeah, it did the trick and it got good traction. The Instagram algorithm is a pain in my butt.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Being hardline stills, and I don't really do video whatsoever, so it's a bit of a pain in the butt for that regard. So having a little more avenues to do different creative things is what I would like to do with that.
When I went to Fargo for the August Burns Red thing, and I brought my GoPro, and it was
Yeah.
so much fun. It was very fun.
Which GoPro is that?
So this is the GoPro Hero 9.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's probably older than the one that you got, right?
No. I got the Hero 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like he just gave it to me.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So
I wanted to get that one originally, and then
Yeah.
after this one just was on sale on a Black Friday deal, I'm like, oh, why not take it and everything? So
yeah. Like I
Yeah.
plan on upgrading probably. GoPro made the Session 5 like the little cube thing.
yeah,
And then they kind of did it with their new mini GoPro. And I would like if they did another session sized one.
yeah,
Because that was perfect for just like throwing in on your hot shoe on the top of your camera and getting video in that regard. Like the full size GoPros, whatever. But I like the smaller form factor.
yeah.
Excuse me.
This is like kind of smallish. I don't know,
Yeah.
but this could be smaller. This could be like basically the size
like
of
this.
that.
The Session is essentially like the size of that lens.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. I've seen those ones. Those ones are nice, but
Yeah.
No. I'm trying to get like I did try to do one kind of like session with the GoPro on a show. Actually, someone like one of the artists, people actually asked me to bring on my GoPro for one of the shows, and then it got corrupted, so that was fun. It was rough. So.
I have heard of that. That's like a unfortunately common issue with GoPro specifically. Like other action cameras don't seem to have nearly the issues with corruption. I don't know what it is with GoPro, but
so I think I figured it out. You just have to just not do a big SD card, because I feel like my SD card that I bought with it and I used just corrupted fully. So it was a 400 gigabyte SD card. That's probably why.
Okay.
So I used my 32 gigabyte when I first got it when I went to Fargo, and it didn't corrupt because it was only 32 gigs, and it was like only like 20 minutes of recording time. So literally, if you're recording, just use the standard 32 or probably a 64, probably I'm guessing, and just do a little bit of limits.
I got a 128 that I put.
Hopefully that'll be fine, but who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let me know, and then I'll probably invest into 128 when you use it.
It was like reasonably priced.
Yeah.
I don't know what I paid for it. Like,
well, even then, this 400 gigs was reasonably priced. When I got it in the States, it was only $50. Like, it was nuts.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I've seen like terabyte mini SD cards these days, which is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
But
same.
Especially like high school, you have like the 4 gigabyte USB card, and then it's like, wow, I can fit so many things on this thing. And then you like, I don't know what SD cards you run with generally, but I have 64 gigabyte ones, and then it's like It's so much bigger than the little SD cards that I had back in the, not SD cards, the USB cards in the back in the day.
You don't want to know what I have in my cameras now, Matt. It's bad.
Now you got to tell me.
So basically, what I rock with every single show, and I overkill it basically, and it's stupid because I bought it when I did the Stream Awards. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go hardcore with these SD cards for Stream Awards, and I overdid it because I bought so many SD cards that I didn't even use. So now my Canon I'm using is only a 256, and my Sony is a 512, I believe, or 512.
512 gigabytes? Is that what you just said? Why?
It works great. Dude.
Like that, the talking about corruption stuff.
It hasn't corrupted yet, so we're good.
But like, if you had that thing filled and then it corrupted, you'd be like,
oh yeah. One of those days. But either way, no. Because the Sony file sizes are so huge, but either way, I should be fine with honestly a 128 on it. But nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I will use a fresh formatted card every show that I shoot.
I got a better one for you. This is what I got just before Stream Awards, and I thought I would be using this. You're gonna love this one, Matt. Okay. I dropped it.
Now I'm intrigued.
Now you're gonna get intrigued by this one because this is probably the one that what I do is basically from my computer and then I go to my laptop. I always transfer with this card because literally it's so big and it's great.
Do I see a 1 terabyte there? You are ridiculous, my dude. I love it. But
yep, 1 terabyte.
How much did that cost you?
That costed me only $100 for that one.
That is a lot of money for one SD card.
One SD card. I've not used this in a camera yet, by the way.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's
because I would be too concerned about this corrupting.
Yeah, that is the brand and series that I run, the Extreme Pro SanDisk one.
Oh yeah,
I love those. I have had no issues with those.
I'm not gonna use it anytime soon, but
64 is like. Do you fill like an entire?
I fill SD card when it's 64 usually.
Okay.
So that's why I don't do 64s at this point anymore.
Yeah.
So usually, if
how many shots would that give you? Roughly.
About 1,500, 12,000, I would think. Or
is that how much you generally shoot for a show?
Generally for a show, I shoot about 2,000 photos or less, typically.
Fair enough.
And it's bad because I'm trigger happy, Matt.
What? How long does it like? 2,000 photos would take me days to cull.
Oh no. It takes me about like maybe 2 to 3 hours, if that. Yeah.
That's a lot. Good for you.
It's great, but also that's like 3 or 4 bands in there, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So it varies on how many bands are in there, but typically now I'm trying to get very much less than 1,000 at this point now for photos now because I'm like, I need to fix this.
Yeah.
So how much do you typically take?
Like here, let me just open up Lightroom and see if I can give you the exact count of. I shot for it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm getting paid, I'll shoot a lot more than if I'm just doing it for fun.
Okay. I should start doing that actually. I never considered that.
So here I shot for the Elder Abuse Rio Mackenzie show, I shot a grand total of 315 shots.
Wow!
For both bands. Wow. I wasn't getting paid for either of those. So it's like whatever. I got what I got, and then I was pretty happy. But like Locator, that was a hired shoot, and I shot 421 shots. Ram Skull the night before, 671.
Yeah.
Hopscotch Battle Scars was 804.
Hmm.
So yeah, just like under 1,000 for sure.
Yeah, the most recent one I was under 1,000, which I was so surprised and concerned about. This one was the DVSN one, or
Okay.
I say DVSN, it's Division. I'm terrible for saying that, but yeah, Division show, and that was like about the same amount as your 671 one, and it was like 600. I'm like, oh, this is concerning for me because I never go this low for just an artist, but it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So that happened. So I was like, okay, cool. So.
Yeah, changes. I get overwhelmed easily.
Yeah.
So if I have too much, I've got ADHD. So like that explains like half of this conversation that's going on, random tangents and whatnot. But if I have too much stuff to deal with at a time, then I sometimes just can't deal with it, and then it takes me forever to actually edit stuff. So I when I shoot, then I will break stuff down as fast as possible. Like I'll have different folders per band, and if it's like per show for sure, and then per band within that, and then I'll do my culling, and then I won't even look at the cuts. Like
that's nuts. You would not want to see my folders because it's just literally take it from the SD card, put it into there, and then I'll just make one folder called edited. That's it.
What is the state of your files right now? Yeah,
you don't want to see.
It would actually drive me nuts looking at your file.
The only thing is when if it's like a publication or something like that or something, then I'll put it in that folder and then I'll send it off or whatever, and then I have to actually label it. But
the only part of my life that is very, very, very organized is my files. Everything is broken down by year, month, and date, and then it's specifically labeled in the ISO 8 whatever, the international standard of year, month, day. So then it all cascades.
Are you kidding me?
Chronologically.
No way.
Which is the way you need to do your files.
For one. You don't want to see my files.
I need to see your files because it's going to piss me off and I'm going to smack your hand.
Because literally, it's like, okay, I'll pull up my files right now. And I can't show you on screen, but literally, it's going to be... So I open up my thing. I'll just go to my camera. I just say T7i, okay? 2023. And then usually I just put the date. And then I put like February 1st, I put Manitoba Music Lab, and that's it. And then boom, I put the RAWs in there.
Do you label it February 1st?
Yep, February 1st. And then I put the RAWs in there, and then I import those RAWs into Lightroom, and then after that, then I make a new folder into that folder and call it edited, and that's it. And then I put those edited folder files into that edited, and then that's about it.
Okay, do you have a separate section for your RAWs and your exports?
Yeah, so it would just be like the regular, so it would just be that folder.
Like in the how where do you put your exports in the same folder?
Yeah, it's in the same folder. So literally, it's say it's February 1st, and then it's the name, and then your RAWs are into this folder. Okay, there's a folder called edited in the same folder, and I put the edited files into that edited folder that's in this RAW folder.
Okay, so I can see that logic.
Yeah.
I personally have RAWs as like a big, all of my RAWs are in this part, and then an entirely separate thing in my photos file directory that says exports.
Oh, you probably have individual, so like a RAW folder, and then you have an edited one. That's smart.
I do mine personally, but in my RAWs, then I can go in and 2022 11. November 2022 12 2023 01 02 3 4 and then within those then I'll have it set up by the date further cascading just because it's the only way that I can possibly organize my stuff, and then I can find stuff really easily.
Yeah, you don't want to see my files. If I die, you don't want to see those files.
I had a computer that I think I was torrenting a bunch of movies, And then I got super like, okay, this is how I'm going to organize all my files. And it's going to be nicely laid out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started shooting on a constant basis, and I was like, there's so many files that I have here. I need to have a strict, from the start,
Mm-hmm.
file organization system. So yeah, I started that way, and then it's just stuck. It works. I quite like it.
I think everyone has their own little filing system, and it just
Yeah.
works for them.
Yeah, but the date of doing the year date or the year month date is the way that everyone should be organizing their stuff. It's the only chronological proper order. You can do however you want, but if you're going to actually label your stuff, that's how you should do it. I'm giving you a suggestion because I love you.
It's a good suggestion.
But yeah, you do what works for you.
Exactly. I support
but
that.
If you would like a little bit more organized way of doing it, this is the only thing in my life that is organized.
If I'll get another new hard drive, then I'll do that way. Okay, Matt?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll do that.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I'll take
that. What is what kind of hard drive storage do you have?
So right now I'm on my regular computer. It's just a regular 1 terabyte Western Digital Blue drive. That's just on my desktop. But as for for my laptops, I use portable ones. So let me grab it. Hold on. If I can grab it. So if you know Mike from I don't know if you know Mike from the Free Press and that, or City and that, he does
potentially.
Potentially. So he recommended me this for that for the laptops and everything. So it's just a simple USB 3 and everything in that for a portable hard drive, and they're 4 terabytes.
Oh yeah. So I got this little one.
Ooh. Okay.
Little SD, this little solid state drive for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a 1 terabyte. So if I normally I will do 99% of my editing on my desktop.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ever need to go somewhere and I still need to edit, I'll do my cull on my main thing, and then I'll throw the folder on this solid state drive.
Yeah.
And then I can just edit off of there.
Same.
And then that works.
Well, yeah, if this guy's full, basically, then I'm like, okay, let me just go into the laptop and basically use this.
You have deep storage for your files?
Like deep storage? Like, what do you mean by deep storage?
Stuff that I have a extra hard drive. I have it backed up on the cloud too, but in my computer there's a specific hard drive for my older stuff from 2019.
Oh yeah.
And going forward,
I think I have that. Yeah.
Because I don't have enough room on my 1 terabyte SD solid state drive that's in the one that I work off of, and then I'll have a deep storage hard drive.
Yeah. This is this one for that. So basically, it's all my past stuff and everything is all just on to this one and everything. So most of the stuff, if I'm like, oh, this is full or something, or this is old work, then I'll just put it on this one, basically.
Right. Yeah.
So I do that.
So you do have proper
somewhat
things now. So file storage somewhat. So that puts my mind in a better place.
At ease, basically. Yeah. But you just don't want to see what the files.
I kind of need to see what it looks like, but at the same time, it's going to make me mad.
No, you do not need to see them because it's very badly organized in that aspect.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see it because if I do see it, I will lecture you on more than I am now. I guarantee that.
That's fine.
But yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. What is an upcoming show that you're looking forward to, Matt?
The only upcoming show that I am going to for sure is on May 28th or 25th on my birthday. I am going to go see Black Dahlia Murder and Terror at the Park Theater, and it's going to be rad. My buddy Carson is coming out for it, and we're going to have a great time.
Oh, You're not
Yeah,
going to.
I never thought I'd see Terror come to Winnipeg
Yeah.
because they're a pretty large hardcore band.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be fun. There's a couple of shows that I wanted to go to, but I haven't been able to. There's this guy, Clutch and Amigo the Devil are coming to the Burt, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
working that night. Are you shooting that one?
I don't know yet. We'll see. I haven't actually sent in messages or emails for the Clutch one. I do want to do the Clutch one because I've been a fan of Clutch for so many years, and it was
Yeah.
like the last time they were here, and it was sold out. So I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, I should go to this one finally.
Have you heard of the opener Amigo the Devil though?
I've heard the name before.
Okay, they are fantastic.
Mm.
Acoustic, like weird psychedelic acoustic stuff, which is super cool. I highly recommend.
Hmm.
him.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not going to. Are you going to go to Silverstein?
I have this clinical rotation for my nursing school bit,
Yeah.
and I didn't get my rotation, like my schedule, until like right before I was starting, more or less. So then I didn't. There was a from end of March to May was a big black hole, and I couldn't make plans for anything. So I didn't buy any tickets or anything. So the Silverstein one, I'm pretty sure is sold out, and so I missed the boat on that one. I would like to see Silverstein. I love that band, but
that's rough.
Just didn't get tickets for that one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Very good band. I've never seen them.
Great band.
It'll be my first time seeing them as well, so it'll be like, but I will rock in spirit with you in the mosh pit, Matt.
I appreciate that, buddy.
That's what I'll do.
Yep.
Okay.
There was that Mom Jeans one as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then I committed to doing plans. You know what? I committed to doing plans with my family, but I might actually be able to do that one still because that's in the evening.
Yeah, I got something planned for that night now, so I'm not being able to go to that one now. But
yeah, that one I might have to if there's still tickets. I know Alone I Walk was selling physicals.
Yeah,
because they were on and they're sold out. But I don't know if Eventbrite has electronics tickets still.
I think so. You just have to double check.
There's a low ticket one. But
probably that means you should check with that soonish.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's kind of my concert going. I don't know. It's been tough to plan things currently, just with school and everything. I love going to shows, and I look forward to going to more. I feel like I have. There's another one on my docket. I'm not booked for anything currently.
Same, actually. Not much actually for me.
Cool. Fair enough.
So pretty dead lately.
I had a hot start to the year, but like a couple shoots in the beginning. But past that, I haven't been booked for anything else.
It's been pretty much a slow, I think, start of 2023. I think for a lot of us because there's not much shoots actually. A lot of bands have not been doing a lot of stuff actually.
There was that wrestling show at the Pyramid that Means to an End and Murder Capital were on, and I wanted to go to that, but I was working that whole day.
Damn.
And then I got home at like 8:15. Like the thing had already started by 15 minutes by then, and then I was just like, I would have shower, eat something, and by the time I got there, it probably would have been like 9:30. Would have missed half the stuff. So I had that, and I was dead tired to begin with. So yes, I was really bummed to miss that one because I got into wrestling last year, and then it's been fun watching that since. And then the inclusion of wrestling and the music scene and having those crossover is super cool.
Right?
I like that. Yeah.
It's been huge.
So I hope we can get more. That's one thing that I really want for the Winnipeg scene is for more crossover and meshing of different genres and different different, not even music, music and those wrestling stuff. Super cool crossover fans that wouldn't necessarily experience either necessarily. And then you get a more cohesive and hopefully larger scene, which
Oh yeah.
would be cool. Like I want more mixed genre bills.
Oh yeah, that would be like I think it's probably gonna happen. I think more this year. I generally
Yeah.
think so. A lot of
Yeah.
people are actually requesting for like mixed genre bills, and I think DG. I think if you know Daniel, he's gonna probably do I think a lot more of those because
Yeah.
people love that from the last
Exactly.
one. So
It gets people exposed to things that they wouldn't normally get exposure to,
mm-hmm.
and that obviously like depends on whether people actually stay for the whole thing.
True.
Because some people will show up for whatever band they're going to watch, and then they'll immediately leave and then miss the rest of it, which is a bummer. Because like, I don't know if you necessarily paid for your ticket, but like, you're only getting if you paid for your ticket and you leave right away, you're only getting like half of the
Experience.
exactly.
Yeah.
Get the whole experience that you're paying for.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
Oh yeah, you just okay, cool then. Like, why are you doing that to the bands
Or like,
and supporters?
oh, this is a cool thing. I hadn't heard this guy before, and I'd like to see more of them. So I'll go out to this other show that they're on, and then that builds a whole like steamrolling ball thing.
The whole entire momentum, exactly.
Did you go to that flea market thing that was on yesterday? That punk
No,
rock flea market?
no.
I saw all sorts of videos about that. I was working a night shift, so I was sleeping until it was over. So I unfortunately had to miss that. But that is super cool, having the arts and crafts scene of the punks getting together, and then like that there was lines like pretty much around the block to get into the community center. It looked
I
like.
did not even know about this, Matt. So this is
Yeah.
new to
Oh,
me.
man. Okay, so there was this punk rock flea market thing. That's been I've seen it being advertised on Instagram for like months now, and then they finally had it yesterday, and it was like a rousing success. Like, yeah, go on Instagram and look up the literally Winnipeg punk rock flea market. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it was all like local artists and like that would do like art or like crafts and stickers, t-shirts, all those sorts of folks, buttons, patches, stickers, all that good stuff. I don't know if there was like a bake sale or anything.
Oh, that would be sick if there was a bake sale.
Yeah, like give me some fresh baked goods, 100%. But yeah, that was super cool. And they were also raising money for Manitoba Harm Reduction Network, which I think is a very important cause in Manitoba, especially with our large population that has substance addictions.
Yeah.
So harm reduction is a thing that I'm incredibly passionate about.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of or any volunteering with it, but I think it's an essential thing, especially in Winnipeg, to help those vulnerable populations that are experiencing these crises and whatnot. And then, yeah, I think it's an important cause, and I'm really glad that they like raise money for that, and I think that's awesome.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
What do you want the people to know about you, Matt, right now?
What do I want people to know about me? I don't know. If anyone wants to have their portrait taken, hit me up. I want to take your portrait. I want to hang out with people.
In the Winnipeg area, I'm guessing, right?
In the Winnipeg area, just honestly, wherever. Tell me where you are. If you're coming to Winnipeg, let's grab coffee. Let's hang out. Like, I'm actively looking for more connection with other people, and because I feel like I've been deprived of that from the pandemic, and I want to meet new and interesting people and take your photo. That's what I want to do. What about you? What do you want people to know about Mickey?
Throw out a role reversal for me. I'm the same way. I'm a person that doesn't get out much for coffee and everything, so it's like, let's hang out, talk, grab a cup of coffee, just hang out, get to know each other, and yeah, if you want photos, but I'll let you do the portrait stuff. I'll do, I don't know,
Yeah,
summer photos.
that's totally fine. Yeah, I really want to take portraits. I did some portrait photos, and it's really fun.
Dude,
And yeah,
portraits are good once in a while. I love more doing the band stuff. I don't get to do much band stuff.
yeah,
And once you get into band stuff, Matt,
yeah.
you just want to continue doing it, man. Like
Oh, I
literally.
love band stuff. I
I
love
know.
band stuff. I never don't want to do band stuff.
Hmm.
I also really like taking, like, a lot of my inspiration is also from like black and white fine art stuff. And then I love a good high contrast portrait, and I want to do more of it. And I haven't really had an opportunity to do it as much as I'd like, but I've got like a week off coming up, and I'd like to get at least one out of the way.
Get
Not
one or
out of
two
the way.
people.
I would like to be one of them in there somewhere. Yeah,
Get out of the way. Yeah, that'd be
yeah.
low.
Not out of the way. In the way. I want one in my track record, and then yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fun. You get
Yeah.
to connect with someone and take a little
Gander.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.